So I think this is recording. Okay, so let me start over. Hello, everyone. Good morning. I just wanted to say a few notes that I took of a message I heard, and I think they are intriguing, interesting, and a different way of looking at the subject of fasting. And fasting can help us get in that secret place with Him, which is described in Psalms 91, verse 1. So the first thing is do we fast right? And don't know what your personal definition of fasting would be, but do we fast right? Well, in our bodies, all right, we're this flesh, body, soul, and spirit. And we are made of these three things. And first, we're going to talk about the body. This flesh, all this. That's 1/3, and that's our physical. Walking, talking, all that stuff, whatever. And the second would be our soul, our personality, our intellect, our mind, if you will. Us, what we're doing, how we're doing it, our attitude, whatever. And we need to, as we're fasting our body, we need to fast our will, if you will. We need to fast our will, our way, or whatever. We need to set ourselves and what we think and what we want and what we think it is aside for God's way and His things and what He says it is. And we need to leave pride and what we want behind. We need, as we fast this body, it helps us to fast our soul so we can learn to surrender. We need to fast what we so-called say we are so we can become what God says we should be. Basically, our self-will. And I think in man, we can probably all say that we've had something in life that we have wanted or we thought it should be, and it didn't turn out that way because, honestly, that was never God's plan anyway. So we need to fast our plans, and we need to surrender as we're fasting our bodies in general. As we fast our bodies, it does open up to where we will say, and it's easier to say, God, your will be done. It weakens our self-will, if you will. And the third part of ourselves is the spirit. It's how we relate to God. So when we're fasting our bodies, it helps us to say, well, Lord, I surrender, because it helps us to be weakened just a little bit so that we can say, well, God, not my power, but your power. And that leads us to how we relate to God and how in the end, that surrender can lead us to so much more. It can lead us to a deeper walk with Him, which is why, at least a good reason of why we fast. Hebrews 4:12, there's a difference between the soul and the spirit. And there is. Our soul, us, what we want, and our spirit is more or less like, okay, so are we going to follow God or not? Are we of God? Or what are we of? Or are we of the things of the devil, of the works of Satan? It's a good question. We can have an intimate relationship with the Lord, and that really does come by fasting your soul. But to help us fast our soul, we fast our bodies. We fast our bodies to help us to surrender, which is ourselves. And that leads us to the spirit, which helps us be closer to God. So fasting is all encompassed in all those three things. And so, yes, I think fasting is important so that we can get to those higher places with God. And that is a great way to start.